Sergeant just walked this man and little kid through the crime scene. The guy went from there all the way down to Burnside to drop his daughter off, and then came back up and had an issue because the police didn't want him to walk across here to go home. So Sergeant came over, talked to him, and allowed him to go home. Hey, officer. It seems like a lot of the officers don't know what the other officers are doing out here now.
When you have so many people out here, it's hard to communicate with everybody.
Hard to communicate. Yeah, I seen what happened with that guy. I was like, man, let me walk down there with my video camera. I love the videotape any less lethals on the ground. Yeah. Hey, Sergeant. Haven't seen you in a long time. I've been out. I do mostly at night now. I got all the night camera equipment.
What's night camera?
I could film down Ankeny at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it would look like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, extra lights or flash or whatever?
No, just I got, I think, 2 AV or something like that,
right.
Lights on the bottom.
Do these lights mess it up or no?
No, actually, these lights help my other camera.
Yeah.
Any light that I get actually helps the other. This one, it'll mess up a little bit sometimes, but the other one, any light that will just brighten things up more.
Yeah. Have you been out here this whole time?
No, I got out here about,
Okay,
what, 8:30?
Yeah.
So, were you out here the whole time?
Yeah. Well, for the last 5 hours.
For the last 5, when the shooting happened?
Right after, yeah.
Right after? I heard someone said there was less lethal that was fired at the guy.
There might have been.
There might have been?
Yeah.
Any way to get pictures of the beanbags?
I don't have that. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets released at some point, but with the ongoing investigation, you know.
Yeah, because I got a video of the axe.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to
Yeah.
get the beanbags.
Well, when we have these kind of deals,
Uh-huh.
we don't, in the initial investigation, we don't even get all the details. So
Yeah.
I get just the immediate stuff that I need for safety. I don't even, you probably know more than I do, just hearing scuttlebutt and the radio call and everything, because you probably listen to the scanner.
Yeah.
That's all the info I have.
Okay.
So, but how many and where they're at and all that, I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. One dude called me up and said the guy was shot in the apartment complex. I've heard people say he was shot out here. So.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a press release at some point if it hasn't already hit. So.
Well, that's what they're all waiting for, is a PIO.
Got it. Well,
PIO.
he's out here, Lieutenant Jones is around here somewhere. I saw her. She's around here.
When you gonna get any bars on you? You've been a sergeant forever.
It's been a while. I don't know. We'll see.
They've even moved Abramson up. Used to be a sergeant in traffic.
He's up in the chief's office.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
He
Sometimes.
he loves it.
Yeah? You talk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
He's the one that all kinds all kinds of bickering and complaints and everything else happened because me and him went out for coffee that one
Well,
time.
that's right. Yeah. You guys kind of sort of made amends or had a good talk, right? Kind of. Or no, was it a bad?
We've always been good.
You guys are good. Okay.
About once every couple months we'd go out and have coffee and talk and stuff like that. And one of the Antifa people seen it and took pictures of me and license plate and made a big deal of it. So, and then the chief heard about it, and so I go, that's ridiculous.
So are you? You're mostly out east, or are you going citywide? Are you all over?
I'm mostly in the east, but I'll go all over. I mean, if there was a shooting downtown, I'd go downtown.
Well, most of the hot stuff happens out here, right? And,
Yeah.
you know, it's easier to get around out here too.
Yeah, it's not so easy to park downtown, even on the weekdays.
Yeah.
And Portland police would have a fit if I sat there and started double parking.
I'm sure they would. Yeah, they probably would.
So, yeah, I mean,
Well, I haven't seen you like in the news or anything lately. Are you taking a break or what?
no, I've been in the news.
Big protests coming up soon.
I know.
You gonna be there? I'm assuming.
You know I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there?
I won't be out on the streets. I'll be working it probably somewhere in the
Command center?
Yeah, I'll probably be in the command center.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
you think? I honestly, you know what? I haven't even researched what scoop is. I just know there's something.
There's Antifa from all the way down to San Diego, all the way up to Seattle coming up.
Why the 17th? What's the significance of that day? They just
I
picked
don't
that
know.
date?
That day was just picked.
It's not like an anniversary of something, or it's just a
No.
date, or all right. So a whole bunch of Antifa.
Yeah. Then you're going to
How
have.
much Patriot Prayer is going to show up?
I hear Patriot Prayer from all over the country is supposed to show up. I hear Oath Keepers are showing up.
Oh, okay.
3 percenters are showing up.
Well, is this all obviously downtown?
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time, though, that we think we're going to have a big deal, to me, it ends up being not a big deal. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully, I won't see you get arrested.
Hopefully.
But I guess that depends. Sometimes you plan to do that, right? So,
Sometimes.
yeah. All right. Cool. Well, good to see you. I'm out here, just not as much as I used to.
Okay. You still in East?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You working nights now or?
No, afternoons.
Afternoons?
4 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay. Oh, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
So it's swing shift, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to catch the PIO.
Very well.
All right.
Here, give me that mic.
They're about to start out. Where do you want?
Hear you.
I think everyone's up there. Go carry the light.
She said she's here. Well, what's going to be the best way like to get out of here after?
Do you need me closer or you want me to start?
Can you come closer? Are you going to do this right now? Or?
Are you doing live?
Yeah,
As soon as everybody's set up. They're taking this live and then they're trying to do it after. So I don't know. Beth, I don't know if that's going to work because we're kind of in a.
Okay.
It's like
You can like walk down an escalator.
1 minute total.
Yeah, just about.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I don't have this on.
When did I step this way?
Can you take one more step?
You just
So you're over here.
Yeah, closer. Sure.
Yeah, let's push into the seat.
and I'll step out and I'll just come.
Yeah, you can walk.
Not much, Edwards.
And just so you know, I will send a press release with all this information to you. I can take questions this time. I may not be able to answer them, but I'm going to be saying everything I'll be able to release.
Alright, everyone ready to rock? Okay.
Oh wait, evening. I'm Lieutenant Tina Jones with the Portland Police Bureau. I'm the Public Information Officer, and I'm here to provide an update on the officer-involved shooting that we had this afternoon out in East Portland. This afternoon at about 4:22 p.m., East Precinct officers responded to a report of a disturbance involving a weapon. This incident happened near the old Safeway, that I believe is not there anymore, up near 122nd Avenue and Northeast Gleason Street. The initial report was from a security person who reported that a male subject was attempting to break into a vehicle in the parking lot, and that male was reportedly armed with an edged weapon. Officers responded to the scene, and as they were responding, there was information from witnesses describing what appeared to be a weapon similar to an axe or a hatchet. Officers encountered the suspect nearby, and less lethal munitions were deployed. We had an officer-involved shooting shortly thereafter, and officers attempted to provide emergency medical aid to the suspect at the scene, and they also called for medical personnel. The suspect was pronounced deceased at the scene. The officers that were involved in the incident are not injured, and our investigation is continuing. Given the time of day and the area that this happened, we believe that there were a number of people in the area either traveling on foot or by car, and that we likely have witnesses who have information who we haven't been able to talk to yet. And so we are asking that those people come forward when they're able to, and in the press release we'll provide the information for where they can call or email our detectives to get that information to us. The area where the shooting occurred was actually identified as about the 120th. Let me say that again. The area where the officer-involved shooting occurred was approximately 120th and Southeast Ash Street. That is a correction from the information that was put out earlier. It was not Ankeny.
So again, Tina, your officers respond to a disturbance with a weapon, and before the gunfire, there were less lethal rounds, right? And were they beanbag? Can you elaborate?
I'm not able to elaborate on the type of less lethal option that was used at the scene at this time. But yes, that's the sequence of events. The officers responded to a disturbance involving a subject who was reportedly armed, and when the officers arrived, less lethal was deployed, and after that, an officer-involved shooting occurred.
Can you tell us at what point why they had to change to firing their weapons? What led up to that exactly?
So we still have a lot of investigating to do. We don't have all of the interviews completed at this time to know what the officers were thinking or perceiving at that time. We have a whole process that is in place as far as our detectives, the information that they have to gather. We also have a simultaneous internal affairs investigation that looks into our policy and procedures. And so we likely won't have all the answers for questions such as that until this investigation is complete. This will also likely go to a grand jury, and a lot of times the investigators may not even have all the information that is provided to the grand juror. So information will come out as it's available, and won't interrupt the investigation. We would provide that for release, but I don't have that specific answer right now.
Can you describe what the suspect was doing at the time? Was he threatening people? What was he doing with that weapon?
I can't explain what happened at that exact moment. I wasn't there. And again, there's an investigation, and those are the sorts of things that our investigators do.
Did you say how many officers fired their duty weapons? One, and no injuries?
And the rest of it, no injuries to the officers.
What about less lethal?
That I will have to check into. That we're looking at.
And can you tell us whether this man still had that weapon, that hatchet, when that officer fired?
We're looking into all of that at this point. I don't have that information.
Has the weapon been found?
I don't have information as far as specifics. We're still processing the scene at this point. And so, as we're able to release information, I'll do what I can.
Someone told me that the guy actually got into the apartment complex over there and was shot over there. Is that true?
I don't have that specific information. I have the approximate area where that happened, which is near 120th and Southeast Ash Street.
And again, just obviously a serious situation out here, and you know, and all the reporting we've ever done on officer involved shooting, it's always a last resort, right? To go to the duty weapon, correct? And just talk about how you officers try to, diffuse the situation and go from there.
So I can't really speak to all of that because this is an active investigation, and you know we really need to keep a neutral approach when we're trying to gather information in this. But we certainly have a lot of training that officers go through in the